This week on Beacon Web News, we get a blast from the past with Alumni Weekend. Then, we eat some pancakes with President Birge. After that, we go to the Campus Police Emergency Forum to hear about safety concerns on campus. That's coming up next on Beacon Web News. Hello and welcome to the September 26th episode of Beacon Web News. I'm Andrew Strout. This past weekend, MCLA welcomed back former students with the annual Alumni Weekend. BWN's Allie Tienel caught up with the class of '68 and other alumni.
I'm here in Murdoch Hall where one of the numerous events are taking place for Alumni Weekend as MCLA welcomes back its class of '68. This past weekend, MCLA hosted a reunion to celebrate 50 years for the class of 1968, packed with lunches, photo ops, sports games, and more. Even President Birge was in attendance for the festivities as he spoke with several alum, where for many, it was their first time back on campus.
To have them back and seeing each other again, some people in fact just at my table are reconnecting for the first time since graduation, so it's fun to have that. To hear about the lives that they've led as a result of the education they received here is really rewarding and helps us, the president and faculty and others here, understand the importance of our education.
It wasn't only students who made the trip for this momentous reunion, but educators as well. Len Palillo, a retired sociology, anthropology, and social work professor for MCLA, reminisces about the beauties a small school has to offer.
The one good thing about this college was you could really interact. It's small enough that you can interact with your students, get to know them, and it's just a great place.
One of our alums who said he doesn't recognize campus at all, so it's fun to have them come back and see how the institution has changed just as much as they've changed.
Kevin and Pat O'Leary, two alum who not only fell in love with the campus, but with each other here at MCLA, say little has changed about being back.
Same type of atmosphere that was on the campus in '73 is still here today. Very friendly and warm atmosphere, and we appreciate that.
So the essence of MCLA is still the same, but the physical system is a little bit different.
For the graduating class of '68, I suppose it's true when they say you'll always find your way back home. For Beacon Web News, I'm Allie Tienel.
MCLA's Identity and Gender Equality Center is hosting their first Lavender reception tomorrow, September 27th in Murdoch Room 218. The Lavender reception is a meet and greet to give those the chance to connect early on in the semester. This reception is open to all students, faculty, and staff to make new friends in a relaxing environment. Check the MCLA IGE Facebook page for more information. Tomorrow night, enjoy a movie outside at Colgrove Park for the second annual Movie Under the Stars series. All summer long, North Adams holds this monthly movie series open to the public. The series starts in June and ends in September. This month's movie is Bolt, an animated film about a dog on an adventure in New York City to find his owner. Tomorrow night, Thursday, September 27th at 7 p.m., Bolt will be the last movie shown this season, so make sure not to miss out. Last week, MCLA offered community members the opportunity to speak out about diversity issues on campus. BWN's Victoria Weichel visited the meeting.
MCLA's Coalition for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion had its first meeting of the year to discuss plans for the upcoming year.
Serving as an action-oriented coalition to address issues of inequity and inclusion on campus and surrounding communities. DEI's actions are taken through 4 groups: student support, MCLA North Adams collaboration, program and training, and policy review. We talked to the student co-chair, Steven Desire, about DEI's goals and plans for this upcoming semester.
I'm Stevie, and basically my role is the student co-chair of the Coalition of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and my role is programming and making sure that the name of DEI is across campus and making sure that students feel comfortable enough to come to meetings and also express their problems and tell us what we need to do in order to make MCLA a more inclusive and better campus in general. So this year I'm really hoping to kind of broaden my group. I want our meetings to be huge. I want almost the entire campus to be included in our meetings because because I feel like everybody has an important thing to say and everybody's voice needs to be heard.
DEI welcomes all members of the MCLA community interested about issues of diversity and inclusion.
If you're interested in becoming part of DEI, make sure to email one of the co-chairs in order to find out about upcoming meetings.
On returning to MCLA for the fall 2019 semester, the FAFSA application becomes live October 1st, with details and instructional help provided on their website, fafsa.ed.gov. Priority deadline is given, so make sure to fill out those forms by January 1st to be eligible for student loans. And on this week's edition of Take Note with Andrew Belarjan gives us a taste of his views on Aramark.
Hi, I'm Andrew Belarjan, and this is Take Note. The views expressed on this segment are entirely my own and not reflective of those held by Beacon Web News or MCLA. In an unscientific poll taken just a couple years ago by the Beacon newspaper, 67.5% of students expressed that they were dissatisfied with Aramark. 4 years ago, a student at MCLA started a petition on www.thepetitionsite.com titled MCLA Students Against Aramark, which received 111 signatures. Over my time on campus, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard my fellow peers belittle Aramark or scoff at the notion of using them to cater a potential event. Now, the main complaint seems to be that students simply don't like the food here. I've hardly heard a complaint over the friendliness of the staff, and the cafe itself has a great atmosphere for social gatherings, or to sit down and have a cup of coffee and a pancake in peace. In my experience, Aramark is very flexible in catering to students' needs. Take myself as an example. They make great things for me, such as my vegetarian chicken, cheeseless pizza, things like that, every single lunch or dinner I've ever had since my freshman year in 2015. They also offer many food options, and I cannot fathom why they have such a bad reputation. They've even recently started serving curly fries and breadsticks. Quite frankly, I think that a main reason for the Aramark hate bandwagon has been simply mob mentality. You know, if my friend or friends are saying they hate it, then I've got to say it with them. No, you don't. Aramark is perfectly fine. Short of offering gourmet meals and steak dinners, I cannot imagine how much more they could do to try to please students. People such as Director of Aramark John Kozik, Production Manager Renee Royal, or Cafeteria Lady Michelle Beebe, who has got to be one of the nicest cafeteria ladies ever, have put a lot of time and effort into improving Aramark over the years I've been here. And it really is a shame that it has gone unnoticed simply because it's cool to hate the caf food. If you dislike Aramark, ask yourself why. You will likely have a difficult time answering that question. Thank you and have a great day. Join me next week for another edition of Take Note here on Beacon Web News.
Ready to crank up the music? This Saturday, September 29th at 8 p.m., join singer-songwriter Angel Olsen at Mass Mocha for an indie folk concert. Tickets are $30 in advance and $40 at the door. He will be joined by special guest Juliana Borwick, who is ready to hit the road for her first solo tour. For more information, call the Mass Mocha box office at 413-662-2111. Also this Saturday, the Center for Service will be having their annual Fall Day of Service, where students and staff go into the community to give a helping hand. Email Spencer Moser on Outlook 365 for more details. Last Saturday, September 22nd, President Birge served breakfast for dinner with his Pancakes with the President event. Erica Lucia has the story.
This past weekend, Student Activities Council hosted Pancakes with President Birge, which took place in Sullivan Lounge. Joe Bellis shares with us his pancake idea and what inspired him to invite President Birge.
Well, we were looking at events for September, and we were thinking, we're going back to school, and what better way to go back to school than to do an event with the campus's president. And, he's a great figure to have here.
Joe also shares how an event like this can affect the campus community in a positive way.
Well, it helps them, see that SAC can reach out and bring people like President Birge here on a Saturday night where there's nothing really going on. Get him here making pancakes for everybody here on campus, and really, that brings people together.
Angelique Castor lets us know her feelings towards Pancakes with President Birge and why she attended the event.
I think it's a great event. It brings all of us together. We get to eat pancake with the president and watch him cook.
President James Birge shares with us his love of pancakes and students within the MCLA community.
Well, I love pancakes, so that's a good thing. But, you know, I like being with students. I like being on campus. And so when I was invited to come in and help serve pancakes and eat pancakes, I jumped at the chance.
He also lets us in on his thoughts of all the different groups of students that attended the event.
It's because we've got a lot of different kinds of students here, freshmen, seniors, second semester seniors. So it's a nice way to come together on a Saturday night and have some fun and be a little bit silly.
There was a table full of ingredients that could be added in the pancake or on the side. Students got the opportunity to choose themselves what type of flavor that they wanted. If you are interested in more events like this, Student Activities Council meets every Friday in Sullivan Lounge at 3:15. From Beacon Web News, this is Eric Kalusha and Julia Texera.
Starting on September 27th, MCLA and the Berkshire Health Systems will provide a free 5-week smoking cessation program on campus for students, faculty, and staff who are interested in quitting smoking. For more information, visit berkshirehealthsystems.org. Your night in the spotlight is finally here with SAC's karaoke event. Show off your musical talent for a night of fun. All you have to do is show up and pick a song to sing. This Saturday Night Spotlight event will be taking place this Saturday, September 29th at 8 p.m. in the Sullivan Lounge. Now, let's head over to Karina Matera for a local sports recap.
Thanks, Andrew. Hello, everyone. I'm Karina Matera here with your sports recap. Our local high school teams are in full swing, so let's take a look. McCann Tech boys soccer was bested by Putnam 5-0. McCann goalie Andrew Levesque hung tough with multiple saves. In other action, Mount Greylock lost to West Springfield 2-0. Drury couldn't get by Monson with a 6-0 defeat, and Hoosick Valley took the L from Makona 2-0. Hoosick Valley girls fell to Lennox 2-0. Kelsey Bolson came up big, though, for Hoosick Valley with great saves as keeper. More on the girls' soccer side, McCann Tech lost a tough 3-2 match against Lee. Drury suffered 7-1 against Mahar, and Mount Greylock pulled away with a 6-0 victory facing Mount Everett. Now, let's turn to the Trailblazers. Starting off with women's volleyball, last Wednesday, they matched up against New England College. The Blazers put up a tough fight, but unfortunately fell 3-1 on the home court. And kicking it off for soccer, the men's team faced off against Skidmore College on the home turf last Tuesday. They fell short 4-0, but MCLA goalie Sean Bradshaw was able to finish with 13 saves before heading off the field for the night. And on the women's side, Bay Path University traveled up to our mountains to face the Trailblazers in their home opener this season. Although we lost 2-1, first-year player Megan Dingman scored her first collegiate goal to give MCLA the lead for most of the game. And finally, last week was the official start of MCLA's fall ball season. Many students may not know what exactly this non-seasonal play is, but I was able to attend softball and baseball's practices to take an inside look.
Fall ball is basically fall practice for baseball and softball. We practice for about 4 weeks, and we practice about 4 days a week, about 2 hours at a time. I like fall ball because it gets all of us ready for the season, and we get to work on what we need to work on for our actual season.
Thank you for watching. I'm Karina Matera.
Join IGE and Merck for a sing-along night on Friday, September 28th at 7 p.m. in the Sullivan Lounge. Everyone will be singing along to Rent, the movie adaptation of the Tony Award-winning musical by Jonathan Larson. The movie follows a group of New Yorkers in the 1990s dealing with struggles of day-to-day lives in the midst of the AIDS epidemic. Get ready for the Career and Internship Fair or an upcoming interview by stopping by Career Development's table in the marketplace at noon every Wednesday until October 10th. They will help supply you with free professional clothing from Goodwill that will help you land that job. Every Saturday, the North Adams Farmer Market opens its stands, and BWN's Shunquell Dennis went to check it out.
Today we're here at St. Anthony's parking lot at the farmers market, where locals have an opportunity to show the community what's being grown near them. Every week through October 20th, the city of North Adams hosts a farmers market Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Vendors are producers who offer a range of items such as locally grown food, dog accessories, and freshly made crepes. Aretas talks to us about the importance of knowing what you're eating and how it is initially what drew him here.
For better quality ingredients for pets. Everybody being together from town, out of town. Mass Market was right there. A lot of people from children like to come over.
I love the farmers market because it's a chance to kind of see where all our work is going. You know, we spent all this time growing the food, and now we actually get to see people excited about it, happy to buy fresh local food, and we get to share with people here about our growing practices. We're teaching a lot of people about where their food comes from, different kinds of food that we get to introduce people to, and that's really exciting. I also think this market in particular does a good job of having people who don't traditionally have access to this kind of food, giving them access, and that's really exciting. That's what you farm for. So.
Not only did Petty talk about the selling experience, but also the process and its meaning to him.
I love the farmers market because it's a chance to kind of see where all our work is going. You know, we spent all this time growing the food, and now we actually get to see people excited about it, happy to buy fresh local food, and we get to share with people here about our growing practices. We're teaching a lot of people about where their food comes from, different kinds of food that we get to introduce people to, and that's really exciting. I also think this market in particular does a good job of having people who don't traditionally have access to this kind of food, giving them access, and that's really exciting. That's what you farm for. So.
Make sure to stop at the farmers market every Saturday for a delicious treat. For Beacon Web News, I'm Shanquelle Dennis.
Are you interested in learning more about politics? Do you want to discuss the current state of the country? Then the Political Science Club is right for you. Meetings take place every Thursday in Bowman Room 217 at 7 p.m., and everyone is welcome. On Saturday, October 13th, from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., the Cheer Squad will be hosting a sports-themed dance in Venable Gym. Tickets are $3 at the door and $1 if you are wearing a sports jersey. North Adams' 63rd Annual Fall Foliage Parade falls on Sunday, September 30th, with the theme everyone's been waiting for, Year of the Dog. The parade will kick off at 1 p.m. on Curran Memorial Highway, continuing down Main Street and finishing on Ashland Street. Don't miss out on the Berkshire's most memorable fall event, and make sure to bring your perfect friends with you. Last Thursday, campus police opened an emergency forum for community members to share safety concerns about the area. Julia Texera has the story.
In an effort to ensure a safe community, campus police hosted an emergency management forum. Last Thursday was the first of many forums for students, faculty, and staff to come and learn about basic safety procedures. Chief of Police Dan Colano spoke about how the forum came together.
We are under the Office of Student Affairs, and my boss, Dr. Kathy Holbrook, she also has a position on the Critical Incident Response Team, and we found the need to get more information out there, so she and I spoke about it some months back, and it was something that we wanted to do. Very difficult time-wise to do it during student orientation or even new employee orientation, so we wanted some time dedicated just for emergency preparedness information.
Colano stresses the importance of forums like these.
The objective of the forum was to educate any of the attendees on emergency preparedness on campus, how campus police and some of our critical incident response teams are trained, where to find information that if you're interested in emergency preparedness or any sort of situation, lockdowns, floods, fire evacuation, where to find it, and really what's expected of our campus community and what their roles and responsibilities are should a critical incident happen.
Colano encourages the MCLA community to attend the next forum.
And then we'll have two back-to-back on the 27th from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. We're trying to capture as many people as possible when students are done with class, after dinner time, just for faculty, staff, and students to show up.
The next Emergency Management Forum will take place on September 27th at 6 and 7 p.m. in CSI Room 121. And for Beacon Web News, I'm Julia Texera.
That's it for this week's episode. To stay up to date on BWN, make sure to follow our new Facebook page. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.